Hit the button, mate.
So, welcome back, everybody. Dean Lloyd here from Lloyd Consulting Co. Back for episode 10 of Just Conversations, solution-focused communication with the goal of informing systemic change. And today's guest, as always, needs no introduction. So over to you, Jerry.
Hello, Dean. Nice for having me out in Australia this time of time of day. I would say to you. It's 11 o'clock here. It's around 9 at yours, I guess.
9 p.m.
Yeah, right. My name is Jerry Bèlangar, and in Australia, you call me Bèlangar, Jerry Bèlangar. Bèlangar. I'm 55 of age. I got my degree for expert in experienced health and welfare in 2018, which is not that long ago. And recently I started my education for Bachelor of Social Work. And before that, I had a period of time for about 10 to 15 years where I was really hooked on substances.
Yes.
And I saw my life slipping away. I started when I was 33, which is kind of late, I guess. Well, for that matter, I'm kind of late in everything, so that's not that's strange to me. Then I got a period of 10, 15 years with substance abuse, with detention, involving the need to supply myself on the substances. I was doing criminal acts to get some money. So therefore, I spent about like 4 years, I guess, behind bars. And last time was 2013, and there I really made a change. I had a change. I wanted to change. I didn't know how and how to support all that, but I wanted really to change. I was kind of tired about that kind of life, and somehow I got the help I needed due to a mutual friend of ours from Dow.
Yes.
The prison, the warden of that specific prison, and he and his team helped me out and made the first start, planted the seed to recovery, and eventually to the work I'm doing daily now. So I work in a forensic, I guess we call it like that, a forensic clinic for addiction clinic, for addiction. So people with an addiction sent by the judge to our clinic to change, basically.
Yes. So there's a little bit I want to unpack with all of that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
4 years straight or on and off?
On and off, I would say. Yeah, on and off.
What was a lot? So you'd be in for 7 months and out for a month, or what was that?
Yeah. So in a period of like, let's say 12 years,
Yep.
13 years, actually. The first incarceration was about 5 months. That was funny, but still I remember that part the best because it was the first time, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And every time, yeah. Well, I mean, it wasn't the best, but it was the first time, you know, I got stripped of my freedom and all things like that. So it made the most impression, I would say.
And how old?
It only 33, I guess.
Wow.
34. Yeah, kind of
Wow.
late. Yeah. My first appearance with the judge, his reaction was also like, Mr. Bèlangar, are you out of your mind?
Yes.
Basically, I said, well, Judge, listen, I need help. I don't know how, but I need help. And, it took quite some years to eventually get there to get what I needed, I guess.
So
but
do
I
you
got
think
it.
there was help for you at the first time? Because I spoke to Anthony
Yeah,
Richardson, another friend of
yeah,
ours.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
and he said sort of there was help for him, but he was just unable to accept it or sort of not willing at that stage when he was a bit younger. Was that similar for you or no? You were younger, but just at the
Not
early.
really, not really. For me, it was like I need uh, one of my best friend's father. He was like a sergeant of police, yeah.
Yep.
So I asked him to do what can I do to get some help related to the drug abuse I'm doing, you know. And he literally said, I cannot do that much for you until you got, you know, like go into criminal acts or something like that,
Yeah. Wow.
because then I can, yeah,
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
the help you need.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, it's a bit naive to think of me when I was 33, 34 to only get the help by doing something criminal, of course. But
Yes.
yeah,
Strange
that's how my yeah.
engagement, way to engage or get involved.
Exactly. It's also because I did not know the way to take, the road to take
Yeah.
to the help I needed, and therefore, after that first incarceration for 5 months, I got into my first clinic for about a year or so, and I found out that it was so much different than I thought it was all about. And then eventually, over 10, 15 years, it took another like 5 times on a longer period in clinics for myself, all without how you call that, Dean? When you're not when it's all by yourself, you did not
Oh
have
yeah, so
any.
not so you it wasn't driven by justice or criminal. It
Exactly.
was
Yeah, exactly that.
self admitted to treatment.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. That's exactly what I meant. Um, so therefore, in the end, it did not work. Every time when it comes really close to my personal problems, I start running away. You
yes.
know, and sometimes literally even out of jail. You know, so therefore. It sounds weird, but in the Dutch criminal system, the Dutch detentional system, um, it is pretty given to, while you're incarcerated, to go on, yeah, hoe zeg je dat, verlof? They call it, you're able to get out for a weekend or
Oh yeah, 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 yes. So visits to the community, day we call it day release. So you get released for
day
the day
release.
to come back
Exactly,
or the
exactly.
weekend.
And of course, in the beginning, I had the same rights, but due to the mess up I did with the day release, because I didn't come back or things like that, they changed that. Because
Yes.
I was scared, Dean. I was afraid to confrontate myself with all
Yeah,
the
yeah.
all the things around, yeah, around that part. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Hmm.
it's such a common theme for, I always like to say that prison is full of scared little men, really. Most coming off drugs and everyone's got the big bravado, but it's just, they're all scared little boys just trying to be the biggest whatever they are.
Yeah.
It's fearful.
Exactly. I had to confrontate things of my past. I had to go through to live through that and take care of myself. I had to learn again how to take care of myself, and things like that, and which I all could do in the Pizorda clinic after all. So I jump all
Yeah, yeah,
forward and
no,
backwards,
yeah.
but what I'm trying to say is that the work I got these days in the Pizorda clinic, I used to be a client there in 2014.
Yeah, yeah. Good. I
You
was just going
know,
to say that, yes.
yeah, yeah.
So you're
So and
you're working in the same center that you transition through into recovery,
yeah,
sustaining freedom. Yeah.
yeah. I became the first peer worker as well in there.
Yeah. Nice.
So these days, now I work there for about 7.5 years, and yeah, my passion and my the reason why I get out of bed every day is 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 basically because I feel that I can make a difference as soon as I connect with the other guy.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, and we somehow talk the same language, um, but I also can provide them an example for look, you really can change if you want to, you know,
yeah, yeah.
and there are things possible because I'm now the one working in this situation, but you can do the same if you like, you
Yeah.
know.
And that, that it's possible that people can change with access to appropriate support. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like when you
Yeah.
have, and that was part of the thing that he helped you to do and identify was to write that sort of exit plan to leave and then
Exactly.
get access to that support. Yes.
Well, yeah, exactly. And he provide me to write my own plan how to kick off the methadone program. So therefore, I knew by experience what kind of agony it will be to get out of there, and, you know, for at least a couple of months, yeah, to go through that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And therefore, I asked, is it okay if I write my own plan and discuss this with a medical center from that prison? And Fran said, yeah, yeah. He understood where I was going.
So the
So
governor of the
therefore,
prison allowed you to write your own
yeah,
exit. Like that's sort of not a
yeah,
common theme everywhere else around the world, and it was probably quite forward when you were doing it.
yeah. Plus,
How long ago was that
um,
you were doing that? Did you say 14, was it?
yeah, 13, I guess,
Yeah.
13, 14. The main thing he saw and touched was the recognition for, um, excuse me, the recognition for self awareness. I
Yeah.
guess that's the best
Yeah.
description. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. And that was just you'd had enough of doing what you were doing and you wanted to change.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Which is, you know, yes, I've been in that situation myself, and I know it's just like I don't
yeah,
want to do this anymore. And it's a really when you
yeah,
get the support around you to access that support when you're in that space, it's this is what happens. You're a, you know, you have a what is it? A grade no, not graduate, a diploma, no,
yeah,
degree.
yeah. Degree.
Um,
Yeah,
and you're going back and you're doing work, helping other people and providing evidence. I think
yeah,
it's really it's a powerful thing for me because what has happened in that space for me is the ability to really connect at a depth fast over and above sort of clinical people, if you will. I'm not saying
yeah,
that they can't do work and they don't have value, but what I'm saying is when you meet like-minded people that have been through similar struggles, it really allows you to drop to that depth at a quicker pace. Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly that. Plus, I just needed some self recognition, you know?
Yeah. Prison's such a dehumanizing space.
Yeah,
Just some like,
can be.
and you've been trying to kill yourself essentially for a good 14, 15 years.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And even, you know, after that part in prison, then I go to the clinic, the Pedrola clinic.
Yeah.
There I found the right people who motivate me the same way somehow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So therefore, they challenged me, right? There was this one psychologist who was doing all the sessions in French or in English. So he really made me think, you
Yeah.
know, about, you know, more than just doing, yeah, man, let go my program or so, you know, yeah,
But that's it. The challenging, because if you want to change, you have to do something different. So the ability to challenge people just enough to keep them motivated over and above deflated. So yeah, it's a really powerful example of how that should happen.
definitely. It also took some time be really honest to myself, even in that last part of that clinic, where I found out that I still had some certain fear about getting out of that clinic, and probably would slip into substance abuse, maybe because it was
You have no
possible.
other evidence that you can't.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, yeah,
It always went
without
that
the
way.
evidence that it's possible, it's hard to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So really, I knew that you haven't would open wide, like
Yes.
when it
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
not happen. I'm like, wow. So okay, I don't have to be scared about that part. I better make it work for me.
Yeah.
So therefore, in this community of Zutphen, where this clinic was based, there were there are a lot of artists, painters, and musicians, and things like that. And those are the people I really are connected to, feel connected with.
Yeah. Nice.
So I went into their galleries and into their ateliers, and talk with them and talk about, and so they recognized me for that part as well. I'm really, really keen on art and music and things like that. So that there was this connection, and that really helped me overcome that fear. Hey, so you don't
Yeah.
have to be, no, nothing's going to happen.
Once you start to have things that you value enough to push you through that, like, so the hope of I'm going to do that to push through that fear, that's sort of where you need to get to. Is like, I need something in my life, and we'll get to that a bit later. However, what I'd like to talk about now is words that I heard: Dutch efficiency.
Yeah,
And so I've sort of, from when I traveled and met you, so it looks to me like it's an innovative evolution. I feel like at the moment, society with technology and everything's going through a sort of an innovative evolution at the moment. Thinking about how France helped you when you sort of were, what you did to be released was new and sort of innovative at the time. Where is your work heading now? And what do you see as sort of new in the space and how you could change things?
yeah. I think there's still a lot work for me to cut out in what I'm doing right now. For example, by instance, all the new psychologists working with me, they're pretty young and they're not really familiar with the way I work.
Yeah.
So one of my goals in the way I work is connection, right?
Yeah.
Like motivation, connection, yeah, the real. Yeah, I made myself a diagnose free space, which means that we can talk freely without consequence that the person who tells me something something tricky that I directly have to do something with that. You understand what I mean?
Yeah. I think it's a humane approach. You're a human, you're working with another human being, you're both on the same level. Whereas what I see and perceive in the psychiatric relationship is a one up, one down relationship. They
Exactly.
appear to think they're slightly better or know a little bit more or can fix somehow. So the relationships are totally different anyway.
Exactly that. And as soon as I let the client know that I'm from the same beginning,
Yeah.
so to speak, that's different comparing to the psychologist or the treatment.
Yeah.
So that's very important.
And so
But for that,
do you feel that's so would you have the same weight and value as a psychiatrist in the space?
yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
these days,
Yeah,
yeah.
nice.
So that's
Nice work.
yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah. Thank you. Yeah, finally, since a couple of
Yeah.
years, I got the same title.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that because of your
But
academia, or is that because they recognize you have value as a living expert, however you?
yeah, more the, in the yeah. the living expert, but also because as a peer worker and the self-help groups I provide there, they see me as a they see it as a treatment. So
Yeah.
therefore,
It's
they
almost
made it
clinical to
part.
some level. It's like a clinical sort of
Yeah,
scenario, which that's not it's not happening in Australia. I know that much. There is peer work for people when released. Geez, time is going very quickly, mate.
yeah,
So there's peer work for people when they're released, but not so much in the correctional environments at the moment. Yeah. So that's,
yeah, exactly.
and whether, who knows what that looks like. But um, as a person and as an individual, I really don't want to go back into prison and work anymore. Like, just that's my
No,
choice.
yeah,
It was quite a traumatizing experience for me. So yeah,
yeah.
I understand that we need to have people working in those spaces, but it's not a choice that I take. But I
Hmm.
respect your work. So yeah, nice on
I
that.
hear you. I hear you. It's a choice. You know, I never expected to for myself to do that work in this kind of
Yeah, yeah,
area. So, but now I realize it's even more important to step up in this kind of
yeah.
level of security. So therefore, I am investigating the possibility to work as a peer worker in a that's called TBS system, which is like okay. So now I work in a classified system 2 3, which means there's a you've seen the facility. There's a
So it's a
big
level
wall.
of security.
Yeah, level of security is about 2 3, and then TBS is one level higher. It's
Yeah, okay.
so you got maximum security, which is called electronic,
Yeah, yeah,
and then behind that there's TBH,
yeah,
TBS. It's a Dutch afkorting voor ter beschikking gesteld aan de overheid,
yeah,
which means that uh, prisoners who are into the TBS system can especially when they're on the long stay side, they can spend the rest of their life out there.
Oh,
You
okay.
know, so the really sick people
Yeah, yeah,
uh, who are that much of a hazard for society
yeah, yeah.
stay out there.
So a danger to themselves and society.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly that.
And you're looking to move up into that space with the skills that
Yeah,
you're getting now. Yeah, okay. It'll be
exactly.
interesting to see how that. I look forward to talking about that when you get there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Learning more.
It's a good reason to or come over to Australia
Yeah,
or
yes.
invite you over to the Dutch country again.
Yeah. Um, Mainly because we're getting close to the end of time. I really want to capture what do you do and how do you incorporate joy into your life to display and model that behavior for the guys you work and the people you work with? So what fills your cup up?
Well, I really my heart goes out and goes open for the possibilities I've been given with the clients I work with, due by example the music. I am also a musician. I play drums and a little bit of bass and so on. And I somehow got it going that I make music with the clients. And these days, there's so many types. You got the beat
Yeah.
and the person spit and things like that, but also the individuals gathering in a band.
Yeah.
And so therefore we create a band called Bad Habits.
Eh, have you got any
Yeah.
music released? Can we listen to it
Oh
anywhere?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Definitely. I'll send it
I'll
out.
link it in my post, the music. So yes.
Okay. Yeah, this is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And so yeah, that's that feeling when you're accomplished together on a new song or something like that. Wow, man, that's really yeah. That got
Such
me
a
there.
powerful vehicle, I think, music. And it's probably out of all the programs that I would advocate for in corrections, music and yoga, like psychosomatic. So you're doing things that are together and almost in sync, or you have to really. It's without even talking sort of scenario. It's such a powerful healing space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a nice film about that with those guys. They made it like 2 years ago or so, but it's all in Dutch, so maybe it's fun.
I have to get someone to come and translate it.
Subtitle it, yeah.
Yeah.
But then in that video, they also say, "Well, look, it's so nice to not think about the treatment for once and be busy with the music
Yeah.
and see the things you can reach with that, you know." So yeah, that's nice.
That's very good. Very good. And so, wow, that's good. Any other sports, anything else that you do outside of work?
Well, yes, I'm a scuba diver.
Hey,
Yeah, that helps a lot. Um,
where do you
it's
go
been on a
scuba
long
diving?
time. What?
Where do you go scuba diving?
In the west of the Netherlands,
Okay, yeah.
there on some lakes and maybe sometimes the sea. But I've been to Egypt quite a lot, and the Carib, of course, the Carib you can scuba dive. Yeah,
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 nice.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I like that a lot. Scuba diving. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe I saw the Great Barrier there.
Yeah, well, yeah, come on over, mate. Look forward to seeing
Yeah,
you. It's a long way
yeah.
from where I live. However,
Okay.
yeah, I love to get in the ocean any opportunity I can. I was in the ocean today, so it was great.
Uh-huh.
So that's bringing our time to an end. I could
Yes.
talk to you for hours and hours. I really, and you've got an infectious energy. There's joy that just comes out of you. I really appreciate and value. I remember when I first got the call to call you, and the energy that come down from the phone from the other side of the world. It was just, I knew I was in for something fun. So yeah,
Yeah.
thank you for showing me around, yeah, your work when I was there, and for your time today. Is there
Thank you,
any?
Dean, for having me. And yeah, I mean, I'm very, very, very happy that I met you, that you came in my life last year, and that somehow we're working on the same, yeah, thought kind of
Yes,
movement thing, you
it
know?
gives me
Yeah.
hope to know that there's someone on the other side of the world that has same values and principles and understanding and concept of the situation and the change that we need to implement, to assist people leave the justice system.
Oh, stop, man. You made me cry.
Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you very much.
Okay.